Bull, I know you're huge on the draft. You can't get enough of whoever the Browns are going to draft in the 6th round.
Interestingly enough, like for those of us who have been in, you guys are all born and raised in the area, in the general vicinity. I know not Cleveland, but Browns country, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been here long enough to know that usually the draft is like Christmas in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been the way the last couple of years, especially not this year because they don't have a pick till the 3rd round. In fact, I saw this graphic where it was like it ranked by team how many fans are doing like their own mock drafts, like just whatever on their own, and the Browns fans were like 5th from the bottom, even though we know the Browns are one of the most popular teams in the NFL. Yep. And that's because doesn't mean you can't help yourself in the draft. Obviously you can. Yeah. But when your first pick is at 74 or whatever it is, it's hard to get overly excited about the draft.
Before we even get to the draft, I think this is a great opportunity to ask you a question. What were both of y'all when you woke up the day of the draft? What was you thinking? Like when you woke up, you looking around, you're like, damn, it's the draft day. Was you nervous, scared?
Go ahead, Mike, because yours was different than mine.
Mine was definitely different. 20 years ago, so really waking up that morning, I was excited, had a couple text messages from teams early, Friday, kind of leading up because the draft was still on Saturday.
Yeah.
Back then it was 2 days. 2 days,
right.
And it was quick. And so I woke up and just really was, the anxiety, just thinking through that process. Like really, I think back, I had a lot of anxiety just figuring out where am I going to land, where am I going, what team am I going to play for, what pick am I going, how much money my signing bonus is going to be, like just being realistic and just thinking, going into that draft, me and Troy Polamalu were 1 and 2 rated, so I'm believing like, hey, I'm going to go somewhere 1st round, and I end up being the 5th safety taken in that draft. So Troy does go, Pittsburgh trades up from 29th to 16 and drafts Troy. Mm-hmm. The Colts are the 28th pick, and this is a true story. No one's ever heard this conversation. Exclusively here. The Colts had the 20th pick. Tony Dungy wanted to draft me. Him and Bill Polian have an argument, very walk out the room conversation. Wow. They come back, they draft Dallas Clark.
Wow.
And I know this because one of the player personnel was in the room, told me this when I was on the team. When I got there, like, man, we almost took you first. It was a conversation between Dungy and Polian to basically decide we want to help Peyton or we want to help the defense. And Bill Polian told Dungy, we're going to get Doss. We'll come back and trade up to try to get him, if we can, early 2nd. And they were trying to trade up, but they ended up, getting me at the 59th selection. Well, but that's the difference between a 1st round pick, $4.2 million.
Like that's what he think.
Dallas Clark. Hey, $4.2 million, and Mike Doss getting $1 million.
and in the streets, hey,
that's a real number.
And everybody in the streets was like, nah, he's still rich. They don't like we not thinking like we thinking like, oh no, he's still rich though. But like, but you thinking like, oh, this ain't the type of bread.
When you woke up that morning, did you think the Colts were the team, or did you think was there a team you're like, I'm going there?
I thought I was going to the Steelers.
Oh, you did?
I thought I was going to the Steelers. Had a visit, with them and the Dick LeBeau, Ohio State guy, everything. Yeah. I thought I was going to be a Steeler.
And that was a great defense.
It was a great defense. I felt how they played, felt my personality, my style of play. And obviously Troy was a Hall of Famer, great player. Yeah. And I actually, when you going through the process, when you play in Tavis knows, you kind of build up this animosity from guys you don't know.
Sure.
Right? So imagine this guy's all the way in California at USC, and I'm like, Troy Polamalu, like, man, he ain't as good as me. I'm better than him. Yeah. And I'm become a Walter Camp All-American. Guess who's the other safety?
Troy
Polamalu. Yeah. So now we go out to Connecticut to the Walter Camp banquet, and we black tux, black tie affair, everything. And my wife now was my girlfriend then, Jasmine. Jasmine, McKinley grad. Yep. And we go out there, and I never had met Troy, never seen him, except I did see him going into my senior year at the Playboy All-American thing, and it was kind of cool. But it was
you went to the Playboy All-American?
Yeah, I'll tell you that. But it was kind of like that build-up. It was kind of that build-up. Like when you meet him, it's kind of like, okay, we got this season we're going to see. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like who's going to be the best. And ultimately, we finish the season, we win the ship, and everything. Now we're at the banquet, and we get dressed, we come down, and they got limos picking up all the players. And it was like raining. Troy Polamalu gets an umbrella from the hotel, comes over, hey, Miss Doss, here you go, pops it, walks out, we get into the limo together. He opens the door for Jasmine. And I'm like, how can I hate this?
Like, you can't even hate now. You gonna talk to wifey like that? You know, like, that's crazy.
I'm like, the soft-spoken dude.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, he was night and day. His personality off the field, very humble, great human being. Like, God made this man to play football. And on the field, his tenacity, his energy, or how he played, a monster, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally met him and we got to really interact and talk, I had to like calm down and was like, man, Troy, I actually like you.
Yeah, I was gonna come in here hating.
Yeah, right.
I was hating yesterday.
But Tyvus, how about you?
Well, mine wasn't like so obviously, my agent told me going in, you a mid-round pick, best you probably be at third round, but I'm optimistic. Y'all know me. I'm like, listen, I done did some good interviews with these teams, man. Like, what? Just in case, maybe, maybe somebody like, he good enough to go first round. So that first day, sitting there, I'm watching all these Buckeyes just go. I see Joey go. I see Zeke go. I see Eli, Taylor, Darren. I'm just sitting there like. First of all, I'm happy for them. I'm like, these boys. So what Mike is saying is I had the packet, because at this time the new CBA happened, so the numbers is slotted. So you're going to know exactly when you get picked what you get.
Right.
So I'm sitting there with the packet in my hand. And I'm sitting there looking like, he just got that much money. So as the rounds is going, I'm flipping the page like, well, my signing bonus is like $300,000.
Yeah.
We get to the 6th round. Flip the page, like, man, it's like $20,000. I'm like, man, you know what, 7th round, don't even draft me. I'd rather just pick where I would, because if you get drafted, obviously you got to go. If you go undrafted, you get to pick where you want to go. So now you're looking up rosters like, I could beat that guy. I could probably get there. So that's how my draft day went.
Does that start by round 6, or is it only round 7?
Well, when they call you, legally, they're not supposed to call you until after it's over with, but you get called.
But at what round do you say, I'd rather be undrafted?
Oh, at the 6.
Yeah. Starting the 6th.
6.
Yeah.
I want to pick. Because obviously your chances of making the team, fifth throughout is slim to none. Like, you even ground with the undrafted people.
Right.
So it's like you might as well pick your destination. You got a better shot if you pick.
As for the Browns, like, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to predict what they're going to do, guys. Mike, when you look at the Browns, were you a huge Browns fan as a kid?
Huge Brown fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't even bring it up on draft day, because they had like 2 chances to draft me. I could have been the first rounder for the Browns, and then even got picked in the 2nd round. But I don't hold it against them.
I feel like every good player from Cleveland
listen,
has that same story. Like, the Browns had a chance, and they blew it. They didn't take me.
They had a chance, and they decided
Not
to go in
Cleveland,
another
the Northeast
direction.
Army.
Were they take the Buckeyes at that time?
Not really. We weren't. They was anti.
The Browns have taken, in their history, they've taken a lot of Buckeyes, but most of it is years and years ago.
Well, they got 2 right now. They got Togiai and Ward. There's the 2.
Yeah.
Well, that might be one very
Ward was
soon.
Ward was the highest
I don't know.
level.
Togiai's making the team.
It's when you look at 74, I always look at it like, I used to be a huge dude with the draft, like looking at these people and picks, and what you start to realize is anything past this, like the 1st round, you get to the early 2nd, you kind of start to lose vision of what it is. Like, there'd be nondescript guards from San Jose State. They'd be graphic tight ends from Florida Atlantic. It'd just be like, all right, and plus you don't really know what their board look like. Everybody's board be different.
Players fit differently on different teams.
And then they feel differently about the people they got in the building. Some people, they already got slotted like, okay, this dude gonna start next year. This veteran don't even know he's about to get cut. He don't even know it yet. So when they picking, you like, what? That don't make sense. You like, why are you taking him? But you don't even know that they got the succession plan.
Go ahead. I would say the one thing I have learned in the business of the NFL is they're going to draft off need, and they also now it's a storytelling, right? So they're going to draft a story. What's the best story we can tell with this pick? How can we actually market this thing?
they drafted a dude that never even played football before over me. And I was sitting there like,
that's what I'm saying. That's
like
the
a
story.
fifth-round pick. He was like from like
Germany
Germany or something. I'm like, he ain't never even played.
But this is my point. Like, it's the NFL is truly a business. It's a marketing business.
Right.
That's terrible. You're right, but that's,
you know, I mean, we love it.
Yeah,
The fanfare
sure, of course.
we enjoy the game. It's the closest thing to gladiator sport that we have left, right? Outside of UFC.
Yep.
But in a sense, you know, I think the NFL is a business, and they're great at what they do. They're great at marketing. You know, they truly are a marketing organization. But when it comes to the teams and the picks, now you got to figure out who's going to help me win now. It changed when as Tavis stated, with the new CBA, you can draft a guy now and don't have as much invested. When you drafted in my time, you were there 3-4 years. We're going to get this money out of you. But now they can write that off.
well,
they can,
that's
you
true.
know,
And in
more
those days,
expendable.
too, there was not this pressure to play guys right away.
No.
I mean, now it's like if a guy is not a factor by his rookie year, it's like, what's wrong?
Exactly.
What's happening?
Exactly. I mean, for example, back to Troy. I get drafted second round.
Yeah.
I walk into I was Dallas had to sign first, so he held out like one day. So I was behind him. They wanted to sign him first. My first practice was special teams meeting or the special teams practice. So you know, you come in, you see the depth chart.
Yeah.
Then I look up. I see
Where was you at on it?
I was on special teams. I was starting.
Okay,
But then
good.
on the defensive depth chart, I saw I was behind Gibby. We call it Gibson, and behind Gibby, I'm like, okay. The next morning, team full practice, I'm starting. They didn't put me in and started. Troy Polamalu gets drafted 16. He redshirts his entire rookie year.
That's crazy.
Man,
I did not touch the field.
He did not touch the field.
That's crazy.
He might have played 3 games special teams.
Right.
His whole rookie year, you can look at and check his stats. I started from day one. You know what I'm saying? 59th pick. So it's just different where it's like, you know.
Wherever you go,
Wherever you go.
It's a different vibe.
You look at, the Bengals' first-round pick last year, Dax Hill. He didn't play because the Bengals had 2 safeties.
Yeah.
Right now, Von Bell.
Von Bell left. Yep.
And Jesse Bates, they're gone. Speaking of the Bengals, I think it is going to be interesting as we look at the other teams in the division real quick, and then we'll get to you, Mike, after this. But if I think what's his name, Jamar Gibbs. Is that his name? The running back?
Gibbs.
Jameer
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs.
If he go to the Bengals, woo.
If the Bengals draft him, he would be a totally different look that they've ever had, and that would mean the end, I think, of Joe Mixon.
Are they? But he's going early second round. The Bengals pick early.
Well, they picked 29th.
29th?
Thought maybe he'd go
Oh,
like
you think
first
he's gonna go
round.
first round?
Maybe.
Well, they said everybody
The
keeps saying
Bengals haven't picked a first-round running back in like.
Well, they keep saying they're gonna take the tight
20
end from
years.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, who's that other? By the way, who's the other tight end? The kid who's huge.
The
Georgia.
Washington,
Georgia, right?
Georgia.
No, that's-
Isn't he like 6'7", 280 or something?
The one-
He's a grown man.
The one
He's
that's
like an
still,
offensive lineman.
but the
He's a
one
grown
that's
man.
still there is they was handing him the ball, like
Right. Yeah.
jet sweeps handing him the
Yes.
ball.
Crazy.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers.
Bowers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mikey. What do you got?
Yeah, real quick, we're gonna go over 2 7-round mock drafts
Oh.
from ESPN and Ryan. ESPN's Matt Miller and CBS is Ryan Wilson. Don't take it yet, Steve. And we're just gonna look at who they draft or predict to the Browns to draft a day out. We're gonna go through these one pick at a time. Just tell me if you ever heard of these guys.
Honestly, Mike, you
anything
can make
about
up names I probably wouldn't know.
I thought about that. I thought about adding some completely made-up names, but
Yeah.
for the fans out there, I do want to give them the reality. And the one thing we do know about both these guys, we had Ryan Wilson on.
Yeah.
Matt Miller was at Bleacher Report. Now he's at ESPN.
sure.
They both eat a ton of Built Bars, and that's why they are
Shut
the
up.
2 top graded
snuck
NFL
that
draft
in.
analysts in the
Well
books.
done.
Yeah,
They
I
use
didn't see that
promo
coming.
code LOCKEDON15 at Built.com for 15% off. We love Built Bars. Matt Miller and Ryan Wilson with an asterisk love Built Bars.
Yes.
If you don't, check them out. We'll start with Matt Miller. This is from ESPN, his full 7-round mock draft. Zach Pickens, a defensive tackle out of South Carolina, is who he has the Browns taking with their first pick. You guys ever heard of this guy?
I can't be drafting a guy with 2 Z's. And 2 C's.
I know about Pickens.
He's got 2 C's.
No,
How can I have
I do
2
not
C's?
know who
Where
that
is he
is.
from?
South Carolina.
I'm kidding.
No.
I know Jaden Reed though.
Jaden Reed, a wide receiver from Michigan State,
I know him.
Yes.
with their second
He
pick.
can ball.
I like
And
Jaden.
Parker Washington there, I'd rather take him. But go ahead, Jaden Reed.
I've
is
only
cool.
heard of Jaden Reed of that list. Is the only guy.
The
Henry
third-
Tota.
He was
Number
Tennessee's
2?
leading tackler, transferred to Alabama. He was Alabama's leading tackler the last 2 years.
Okay.
And then Zach Evans was the #1 overall recruit coming out of high school a few years ago. He started at TCU, transferred to Ole Miss.
He's the
Explosive
one who
back,
hurt his knee
can't stay
in the
healthy.
game, didn't play? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he can't stay
Mike knows
healthy.
these guys.
Well, if you can't stay healthy, you can't make the club if you in the tub.
I like Jaden Reed if he's available. I don't. It's a offensive game. I don't think he'll be there at 98. He'll go before. He'll probably go before the receivers. It's going to be a premium.
What kind of receiver is he? Like what?
Slot.
Slot receiver. He's going to be.
He was Michigan State's #1 guy for the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, he was.
He gave O State.
He didn't have a quarterback to really give him the ball.
Yeah.
He played well in the Peach Bowl a year ago. I had a
Right.
big game, had to cut the game-winning touchdown. So, he's very talented.
So you think he's going higher than that?
I think, it's an offensive league. I think he'll get drafted higher than that.
No doubt.
Just the run on receivers will just start once they go.
That's what it is. And everybody with like the first round mocks, they got only 2 wide receivers, 2 or 3, and I'm like, that's not how it's gonna go. They gonna once the first one go, they gonna start panicking. I gotta hurry up and jump on one.
Yeah, it's truly a necessity, and once available. Unfortunately, the Browns being third round pick, they may trade up into the late second to try to steal something.
I can see that too. Because they got 2/3, 2/4, and 2/5.
The Browns is known to make a trade on draft.
And there's going to be a lot of trades. We're going to hear between now and tomorrow, before it even starts, there's going to be some trades. And then always, first round, you're going to have 5 to 12 trades in the first round.
Well, think about it.
Such trades picked down.
And you could see some veterans get traded. We saw the Aaron Rodgers trade finally happen. D-Hop could get traded. I was reading this morning that Dalvin Cook might get traded to the Dolphins, which is interesting. He's owed a lot of money, and he's kind of old for a running back, but he's still really good.
They ain't trading.
Austin
Eckler asked for a trade.
Eckler could get.
He asked for the trade.
To get Austin Eckler. And then what's his name from the Cardinals? Buda Baker wants to get traded too.
Yeah, Booba.
So,
total rebuild.
Yeah, they're a mess. The Cardinals.
I would be. Well, they're gonna have Will. They're gonna have Will Anderson. So.
You think so?
#3 pick, Will Anderson.
You putting money on that?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
if not, they're going to trade the 4th pick to the Colts, and they're going to still take Will Anderson. They take a Will Anderson.
You don't think the Colts could take a quarterback?
No, the Colts are taking a quarterback. No, he said AZ will
Cardinals
trade down.
I think the Cardinals is taking Will Anderson, no matter what.
Here's the thing. The interesting thing.
I love his motor. And I like his potential. Yeah. I just don't know at #3.
They don't got no DNs no more.
I just don't know.
JJ just retired. They lost the Allen dude. They got it. All they got is Chandler Jones ain't even there no more.
He's in Vegas.
Who is there? Who was the other?
They ain't got
had nobody. They were terrible on defense.
When 1,000% they get
Arizona's going to be horrible this year.
And Kyler's out at least half the season.
He's missing half the season.
Yes.
Who's their starting running back? Oh, it's James Conner. He's all right.
They're in total rebuild mode.
They gonna once they trade D-Hop and they're gonna trade him in the draft to get them picks. And
man, Marquise Brown wanted out of Baltimore, and now he's gonna be stuck on Arizona with who's playing. Who's their starting quarterback?
Colt McCoy.
Oh my God, Colt McCoy.
Let's go over the second half of Miller's mock draft, then we'll get to Wilson's. In the 140th pick, still the 4th round, he has the Browns taking J.L. Skinner, a safety out of
just Tomlinson.
Boise State.
Yeah.
That's the LaDainian's nephew.
That is. He was the Thorpe Award winner.
Yeah, it's LaDainian's nephew.
Oh, Skinner was? Or Hodges Tomlinson?
Hodges Tomlinson.
Yeah, he was the Thorpe winner this year. He's undersized, but he's very, very
Hodges
good.
Tomlinson won the Thorpe?
I'm pretty damn sure,
And he going that late?
Yeah.
He's like 5'8", 5'9".
You know what? He a nickel then. That's what
He's a nickel.
He's a nickel.
Yeah, he's a nickel guy.
Nickels go low. So
no, I do not know J.L. Skinner.
Has anybody heard of any of the other guys besides Tomlinson?
No.
Jalen Redmond's a defensive tackle from Oklahoma, so they might be dipping their toes back in a second straight Oklahoma DT.
We good.
Winfrey last year.
J.L. Skinner sound like a bowler from Tennessee.
That's his picture on the graphic. That is J.L. Skinner.
That does not look like a J.L. Skinner.
You got the stats on him? Skinner?
I can look it up. I don't have.
When are the Browns taking a punter?
Tell
me
he's a ball hawk.
7th round punter.
Hey, I don't know.
Tell me if he was in college, he ain't got double-digit picks.
Give me a receipt. See, here's my problem. Give me a receipt.
He had 4 interceptions.
His career?
Oh, his career. For his career stats, he has 4 interceptions for his career.
But hasn't the lack
box safety?
Haven't the
he's 6'4", 220.
The lesser interceptions gone to college too, to some degree?
No, they still throw terrible passes.
So here's the thing.
That's a box safety.
We'll get to this.
6'4", 220 is a box safety.
We'll get to this.
Ain't no such thing as box safeties in the league no more. You know that?
You're right. That's for the linebacker.
Right.
J.O.K.
What's the linebacker for the Browns?
J.O.K. Yeah, he weighs about 220.
The picks in college don't happen no more.
Right.
See, this dude right here, I swear.
Box safety in the league.
he created his own defense. Like he was like in high school, they called it running your own thing. He was the king of running his own. He said, "I saw something over there." Like, no, what did you see? Coach Spider would be like, "Mike, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in cover 2.
See ball, get ball.
Look, bro, this running his own.
You one of them, huh?
Oh, listen,
see ball,
bro,
get
like,
ball.
Listen, this dude, I don't even think he had no keys. It wasn't like we used to run this defense called STEM Ohio, which was cheating, which is basically Mike Dawson running around tackling people. It was crazy.
Mike, last thing, and then we're going to move on because just show Matt Miller's like early picks here.
Wait, we still have Wilson's. You want to see Wilson's real quick?
I mean Wilson's. Let's just see.
All right, so
his
we'll run
early
through these real quick.
Forget the second page on Wilson. Let's just see the first page.
No, we'll go through Roschon Johnson, the running back from Texas. Broderick Martin, the
They're not
defensive
taking
line.
a running back.
Andre Carter.
I don't see that.
An edge from Army. Luke Schoonmaker from Michigan. Go to the next one, Steve. Isaiah Moore, Blake Freeman, Charlie Jones, another receiver from Purdue, and MJ Anderson.
I got a question that has nothing to do with the Browns.
Yeah.
Y'all, ain't it an Army linebacker that's supposed to be in the draft?
That was that guy right there.
Yeah.
That's him?
That was Andre.
They said he was supposed to be like a first-round pick.
He's supposed to get deployed or something.
Yeah,
right?
but
I thought he got out of it.
He
no?
did.
Okay, so he good to play.
Yeah, he good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Andre Carter. Wilson had him going to the Browns in the fourth.
But I don't like to mock because they got a running back going in the first now, and I keep trying to tell people we be confused here. Like, so we got rid of Kareem Hunt because people told us that you don't need that many running backs. We're not gonna pay him.
Correct.
So then you drafted Jerome Ford, who looked like a home run hitter at Cincinnati.
Yep.
So we got him. We like him. You still got Nick Chubb, who now we have on a super pitch count. It was 18 last year, Deshaun.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It'll be 15.
And now it's going to be 16. And now with your first pick,
I'm not drafting a running back.
I'm going to draft a running back.
With our first pick of the draft,
I'm
we
not
taking a running back?
interested.
Stop.
Go ahead. Mike.
They
Hey,
would
real
get
quick,
booed.
it is officially noon.
Yes,
and
it
you
is.
guys know what that means. That means the lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is here. And as always, it is brought to us by colleague Racing, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio. Tiny bit of breaking news, guys.
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders did not pick up the fifth-year option on Chase Young, a Buckeye legend.